everyone, and welcome to Linger Longer with Books. My name's Catherine, and in this week's vlog I thought that I would share with you 6 books I'm excited to get to very soon. So let's go have a look. So the first book on my pile is Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. I don't know too much about this book. I did see it in a discount sort of bookshop that we have here in the UK called The Works. And it's not my sort of normal go-to genre. It looks like it's kind of a Western romance. I just thought that this would be appealing in the summertime. It looks like it follows Clementine Emmy Ryder, who has no idea what she's doing. She's accomplished everything on her to-do list. She left her small hometown of Meadowlark, Wyoming, went to college and made a career for herself by doing her favourite thing, riding horses. But after an accident makes it impossible for her to get back into the saddle, she has no choice but to return to the hometown she always wanted to escape. Luke Brooks is Meadowlark's most notorious bad boy, bar owner and bachelor. So it sounds like there's going to be a bit of a sizzling romance from the front cover as well. Just thought this would be really nice to kind of escape into when we have some nice warm weather, which is definitely not here today in England. So yeah, I think this might be a really nice holiday read, but we shall see. Next up, I bought quite recently. It's called Tangled Vines, Power, Privilege and the Murdoch Family Murders. I mentioned in one of my previous vlogs that I have been following the Murdoch sort of murder trial on YouTube live as it unfolded, with Alex Murdoch being found guilty of the murders of his wife Maggie and son Paul. I've recently listened to Mandy Matney's book on audio, obviously, and I found that very, very interesting in the kind of the build up to the trial, the Murdoch sort of family dynasty, the kind of rumours and the allegations that have swarmed that family way before the kind of famous boat crash now, as well as the double murder and all of the money problems. So I'm really interested to see kind of what facts this particular book uncovers that I don't already know. Yeah, always interested to get a new perspective on kind of real life situations. So stay tuned for my thoughts on that one. Next up, we've got Queen Macbeth by Val McDermid. This one arrived yesterday and it's one that I pre-ordered because I have really enjoyed all of the Darkland Tales series so far. Been published by Polygon Books. I have just realised there's a 5th book that I don't seem to own, the one before this, but I'll be doing a separate vlog all about those 5 titles, so I'm not going to go too much into those right now. But Queen Macbeth, this is obviously a beautiful dramatic cover. I'm just going to read you the back sleeve so you can sort of get a sense of what it is. 1,000 years ago, in an ancient Scottish landscape, a woman is on the run with her 3 companions. A healer, a weaver and a seer. The men hunting her will kill her because she is the only one who stands between them and their violent ambition. She is no lady. She is the first Queen of Scotland, married to a king called Macbeth. Now you can see it's really short, but no doubt it packs a punch with Val's sort of gripping writing. And it obviously sees her step away from her traditional crime writing. But if you don't know, the Darkland Tales series is 5 fairly short stories. I think they're all sort of under 200 pages or so, by Scottish authors. They're these kind of reimaginings or the retellings of famous Scottish history or events or myths or legends. So this is the very latest one out. I can't recall if this is the final one or not, but I'm really keen to get to this one. So it might be a bank holiday Monday read for me tomorrow. It seems temptingly short and a one-day read, so I shall let you know if I achieve that or not. So next up is The Greedy Queen by Annie Gray. Annie Gray is a UK food historian who's published quite a few books by now, and she's also on quite a lot of sort of mainstream food documentaries and social history documentaries. I really enjoyed her previous book, At Christmas We Feast, which was all around the history of food and feasting at Christmas time through the ages, and I would highly recommend that as a winter read if you like dipping into non-fiction at that time of year. It was really, really enlightening, and it's just stuck with me ever since. So it's really accessible, it's not bogged down in lots and lots of facts, it's just really, really entertaining. So this one, as you might expect, it's about a queen. In particular, it's Queen Victoria. This goes through Victoria's kind of food through her life, how her royal household kind of fed and nourished her through the traditional banquets, and right from a young girl all the way through to her later days. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Annie reveals about Queen Victoria. I've always been a big fan of Victorian history and Queen Victoria. We've got Osborne House close by on the Isle of Wight where I live, and I'm always keen to sort of go there for a visit and to have a look around. So I'd really recommend Osborne House on the Isle of Wight if you are kind of on the south coast of England and have a day or two to hop over the water. So there's that one. I'll let you know how I get on with that one. Then we have, probably needs no introduction, it's The Marriage Portrait by Maggie O'Farrell. This has been on my TBR probably since last summer, and I managed to kind of get my mitts on this copy for £3 from the British Heart Foundation in Southampton. I couldn't believe it. And it's in immaculate condition for all of those who will appreciate that. I haven't read too many of Maggie's fiction titles. One I did read, which was absolutely astounding, was Hamnet, which I'm sure many of you are huge fans of too. I was really kind of interested to read more of her kind of historical fiction, which is why I grabbed this as soon as I saw it. And for those of you who don't know what The Marriage Portrait is, I'll just read a little blurb. First off, how gorgeous is that? Wow. In the winter of 1561, Lucrezia, Duchess of Ferrara, is taken on an unexpected visit to a country villa by her husband, Alfonso. As they sit down to dinner in the icy hall, it occurs to Lucrezia that Alfonso has a sinister purpose in bringing her here. He intends to kill her. Whoa. That sounds very gripping. I'm sure, I mean, Maggie is a masterful storyteller. Her writing is wonderful. It really gives you a sense of kind of place and time and character. You really feel like you're immersed in their worlds. So I think this will be a really nice late spring, early summer read. Yeah, and just how beautiful is that? So there we go. Let me know in the comments below if you've read this one in particular. Yeah, I'd be interested to know what you think. So there's that one. So that takes us up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the sixth one is not featured in its physical form like these are. It's because it hasn't been published yet. It's out later this month, and it's Long Island by Colm Tobin. And for similar fans of his out there, Long Island is the sequel to the brilliant Brooklyn. So I'm really keen to get to read that almost as soon as it kind of arrives through my letterbox on my doormat. I have booked to see Colm speak in the Bath branch of Toppings bookshops. It's beautiful but independent booksellers in Bath. Bath is a gorgeous city in itself, but I would, if you haven't been to Bath, go to Toppings because it's stunning. It's got book ladders, it's got several floors of books and gorgeous bookshelves and displays. But I'm seeing him speak at the end of the month. I think it's the 29th of May. So I'm really keen to kind of get through as much of that novel as I can before I see him speak, so I can kind of be as informed as possible and maybe be brave enough to ask a question if that is possible within that event. So I think there you go. They are 6 books, although there's only 5 that you can see, that I'm really keen to get to very, very soon. Yeah, let me know in the comments if any of these have kind of piqued your interest, or you've got these kind of firmly on your TBR radars. You can see that it's kind of a mixture, fiction and non-fiction. I've mentioned, I think before, that I really like to mix genres up as I do read. I don't often read a sort of a whole rally of fiction and then a whole rally of non-fiction. I kind of mix them up, and I also tend to go to audiobooks for non-fiction rather than fiction, because for some reason non-fiction seems to stick better in my head as an audiobook rather than fiction does. But that could be quite controversial for some of you out there. But again, let me know if you're like that. I think if you have got this far, first off, thank you very much for watching. Secondly, let me know that you're here by leaving a cake slice emoji in honour of Queen Victoria, because who doesn't like a slice of cake? And yeah, post any thoughts that you have in the comment box. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next week with a new vlog. But until then, happy reading. Bye.